anyways, we're gonna be checking out the HDX cans today. Did I say HDX? Yes, I did. These are from Home Depot, and they are the new paint. Now, Lowe's does have something very similar. I have tried them both, and I'm 99% positive they're from the same factory in Mexico. So I know you guys want to ask about those as well, but let's go ahead and take a look at the HDX paint first. One thing I do like about it is the cap. This is the old school Rusto cap from the 90s. It was the future, and it is kind of a thin tip, I would say. Let's check it out. Very thin and very fine. Let's do a little test here. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice is it's not gonna have that overspray like the Colorplace does. It lays down a very nice line, very thick. It wants to drip, but it's not quite dripping. It's almost on the verge, but it's holding it together. So I actually like this black quite a bit. I've been painting with it, mostly in my extracurricular activities, if you know what I mean. And I've been having a very good time with it. They are a little short. They are 10 ounces, not 12. So they are $2.50 a can, I think, but they are cutting back a little bit on the paint. But I'll give them that as long as it's nice and thick, and it is. It's thick enough. It'll do the job. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at some other caps real quick. Obviously the stock tip is pretty decent, and I wanted to show you what it looked like. Rust-Oleum, please take notes. This is what you should be doing right now. And you know, I'm beginning to wonder if this is like a secret handshake from Home Depot, because it's not bad. And I think they're tired of having their stuff racked. So they're like, hey, why don't we give them a half decent paint for $2.50 a can and see what happens? Got me, homie. I bought them. All right, 6. Let's go ahead and look at our cat bag here, my fancy cat bag, as you can see here. I'm sure some of you guys want to see what a Lego or New York Fat Cap looks like on these. So let's go ahead and get started with the Lego. Sorry about the noise. It's a very industrial area. That's graffiti for you, right? All right, let's check out the Lego. Ooh, very nice, very clean, very easy to use. I mean, you could do like your fades with it very easily. Get a nice fade on it. Let's do a star. Again, not bad at all. There is a little bit of a delay in the spray, and I kind of have to get used to it. It kind of feels like the old school Rusto cap, actually. It's very nice. It's nostalgic, even. All right, guys, as you can see with the Lego, you can get a very nice thin line. You can even do all your doodads and details. The stock tip does pretty well. It is actually a little thinner than the Lego, not quite as clean. You know what you call like the quality of the line isn't as good, but it is pretty sharp. And if you know how to freak the can, you should have no problems with it. Big fan of the Lego on these, though. I know a lot of you guys really love the Legos. You really can't go wrong with a Lego and an HDX. Perfect setup for outlines and stuff like that. But let's check out some fat caps. Oh wait, I got my cat bag right here. You know they make us pay for these in Washington? In Washington, if you want a bag with your beer, you have to pay 8 cents. They nickel and dime you for everything here. It's crazy. All right, let's check out a pink dot. I'm sorry, an orange dot. Forgive me. Okay. All right, so this is an orange dot. Most of you guys know what this looks like, and you know what? This is a perfect stock tip, Home Depot. Take a look at that. There's your stock tip right there. It matches the can and everything. Hit us up. This is perfect. I didn't even know what I was drawing. I just started drawing something. Okay, let's see here. Anyways, this is gonna be my outline tip for me personally. I think I'm gonna use the orange dot myself. So definitely check that out, guys. But let's go a little bit bigger, right? We need something a little bit fatter. Oh, this bag has a hole in it. Now I dropped my caps all over there. If it was nighttime, I'd be having all kinds of issues trying to find my caps in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead and check this out. I got leaves and all kinds of shit on me. Okay, so this is the yellow fat. You guys know this cap. I think this will be a better representation. Let's check it out. We got room over here. Oh yeah. Okay, that is a fat cap. Now that's more like it. With the yellow fat, you guys will love it. Again, I still feel like these HDX cans are way too low pressure. They just don't come out with the gusto. For the home user, it's probably fine. For my taste, I'll probably just be rocking blaster caps with it. We're gonna use the white right now, and we're gonna do a fill with it because I'm very curious how it works in these types of circumstances. My personal experience so far is I found it to be a little on the thin side, but it is thicker than the Colorplace, and a lot of us suffered through Colorplace for many years. I mean, we're in a time of abundance right now. We're actually getting something pretty decent for $2.50 a can. And I know that's hard to say for a lot of people, you know, because the high cost of living right now is crazy. It is, I get it. Let's go ahead and check it out real quick. Never done this word before, let's have some fun. But I am doing that W again. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and fill this in real quick. The coverage is pretty good, but the hiding ability is not the best. And I'm gonna do it pretty raw and pretty real because I want you guys to see how it's gonna look in a real life situation. Hopefully I'm not yelling too loud, but I got airplanes, I got tractors and all kinds of shit in my way right now. Anyways, let's go ahead and fill it in. I'm going over this black right now, and that's asking a lot from your paint, you know? But it's definitely thicker than Colorplace. Wait, what was I writing? West Coast. West Coast, baby! I'm a West Coast person. That's obvious. So let's go ahead and get this filled in. Remember, I'm using one can. This is a full can of white. Let's see how far I go with one can of white. All right, that's it. Now, some of you are probably thinking, oh, it's pretty watery, it's pretty thin. It's $2.50 a can. So basically 2 of them equal 1 can of flame. And that's fine, it's cheap. And you know, you're not always going over people, but I want you guys to see it in the most raw and real situation, because you sometimes have to go to spots and paint over people. If you got 10 cans of this white, you need to know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the best, but it works. And sometimes you gotta just add a little bit more to it, you know? So let's do that. All right, let's get another can to finish this up. This is their gloss white. Now there may be a matte white that covers better, but I've yet to see this in a matte white. It may exist in your Home Depot. I just haven't seen it in mine yet, only the gloss. So let's go ahead and check it out. I don't know, but this can feels like it's coming out a little thicker. That's, you know, I've noticed that with these kids. Look at that. It's coming out a little thicker, isn't it? Look at that. These are both brand new cans. Same cap. Look at that. My boy, this is the scientific process at work here. Okay, so okay, that's very odd. So there's definitely some consistency issues with these cans. Nevertheless, at $2.50 a can, I still love them. I'm not mad about this at all. I still think it's a secret handshake. They're like, please don't rack from us. Can we give you cans for $2.50? Now another thing too, it is pretty windy out here today. Nevertheless, I think you guys know you've used a lot of paint in your life. It's a thin paint. It's not a very thick paint. All right. So it took 2 cans to do what 1 can, and it didn't really do it, what 1 can of Flame Orange does, which is pretty good for a store-bought paint. You can walk into Home Depot and get it, pick it right up, $2.50 a can. You know, for like 20 bucks, you can have a lot of fun with these. You might want to get some other caps just to kind of juice them up a little bit, but the stock tip is pretty good. The coverage isn't the best, but you know, for walking in the store, I can't complain. I still think it's a secret handshake, in my opinion. It's definitely a secret handshake. Yeah, you know, it stinks a bit. I will tell you that. If you're sensitive, you might want to wear a mask because it's kind of stinky. But whatever. It's graffiti. Go paint, kid. Okay. All right, today we're hitting up west for all our West Coast homies. We are very much a West Coast company, if you can't tell. And I'm okay with that. I'm proud of that. I like our heritage. The West Coast is the most, baby. Don't you know? All right. Wait, forgot what I was painting. That's good enough. Sorry guys, I'm just vibing. All right, sick. How we doing here, boys? Put a little 3D right there. Good enough, good enough. Huh. I got a little too juicy with the cap here. There we go. There we go. Show your work, GR. Oh, calm down. Sick. As you can see, I think that's a great fill for a throwy. I think it did great. What else can I say, guys? $2.50 a can, and it works with all our caps. So you get these, get some caps from AP. You are solid, homie. You are solid. Any type of situation when you got to get in and out, for like $6, you have a nice solid throw and a couple extra tags to go. Just make sure you get your caps from artprimo.com, 206-365-4083, 206-365-4083, artprimo.com, 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 artprimo.com. Let's not finish the video. Let's go do something else. Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys, I just found a can of Project Source and a can of Colorplace. I'm super pumped, dude, because this is gonna give us the opportunity to see the difference between what we have here and what we saw before. And I will tell you now that Project Source is the same paint as HDX. In fact, the caps look very similar, don't they? They do look very similar. But before I paint over this piece, I wanna talk about it a little bit because it's very important to discuss fading and all these other misconceptions about spray paint. This was painted 2 years ago. 2 years ago on a whim, mixed with a bunch of different paint. Most of the fill is done with Molotov Premium. So we got like Lagoon Blue. I think this is a middle shock blue, if I remember right. Middle gray neutral. This may be turquoise down here. This is light turquoise possibly. The outline's done with Flame Blue, black. The outer did fade. That was Montana. I think it was Monster, is that really bright pink color they have. Now I'm not gonna fault them for that because this is a perfect example of how paint fading varies by color, not necessarily by brand. It's a quality of the pigments. Now, don't get me wrong, Molotov does use the best pigments, 4 times ground, baby. That means they're much smaller and there's less UV penetration going to those pigments. And that's why the fill looks like I painted it. I mean, the fill looks like I painted it yesterday. It doesn't look like it's faded, but this is definitely faded. This I think was Flame Blue. It was like a peach color, if I remember right, but it still kind of looks peach. It's just not quite as vibrant as it used to be. But this Monster faded out, and I'm not faulting Montana for that. It's just the nature of those fluorescent peaks. They do that. So let's go ahead and start painting here. I want to show you guys what the stock tip looks like on this Project Source paint. It's going to look very similar to the to the HDX. It doesn't want to spray. Okay, I'm not going to fault the can. I think this is a defective cap. You already saw the stock tip in the other video, so I'm not gonna do that to Lowe's. I have too much respect for the game, you feel me? So this is clogging up a little bit. It could just be the cap, guys. Sometimes you get a little pigment clog. Let's try it with this FEAT. Let's go over this, I guess. Look at that pigment clog up. I promise I shaped it. Yeah, this can's giving me trouble, guys. It's the same issue I had with the other Home Depot can. Remember when one was like half, like it wasn't covering as good as the other? Now this one's giving me some spurtles. Look, I got some spurtles right here. You see that? Spurtle, 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 spurtle. Something's wrong with this can. I gotta stand back. It's doing all kinds of stuff. Oh my God. Jesus. That's all right. We'll go over. All right, let's do the other two letters with the Colorplace. I'm curious how it looks in comparison. Look at all those splatters. Jesus. Wow. It must have been a long time since I've used Colorplace because they don't look much different. In my memory, in this circumstance, the Colorplace is doing better. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the deal is. They need to work on that. I know in Mexico they make high quality spray paint. I've seen them. The 360 comes to mind. It's a very good paint. So I'm sure they're probably just trying to work out the kinks in the factory. Sometimes the first couple of runs aren't quite on point. You guys know this with our paints. We've had those issues before with some of the early flames. We had some issues when they were made in China. Thankfully, they moved production back to Europe, and the quality has just been great ever since. And again, I'm not denigrating China in any way. China's awesome. I love China. I've been there many times. But some factories are better than others. That's just the way it is, you know. And thankfully, our paint, we're making the Acme over there with a really good factory. We have really great support, and I appreciate it, guys. And I'm sure the people in Mexico are also really great too. But they need to work. That factory needs to work on this paint because this Colorplace is actually not that bad. Oh yeah. But look how they're both splattering. I think it's the cap, boys. Look at this. I think the cap is defective, actually. It might be the cap. Look at it go. So I got a fresh cap on here. Although it made a cool splatter effect, right? All right, let's rock the oh, there we go. There we go. There's that Project Source I remember. Nice. There we go. There we go. Ah, it's still splattering. Nope, it's the cans. These cans do not like these caps. I think I have to use American caps on these cans. That's just the way it is. The funny thing though is on the HDX cans, I can use Euro caps on it just fine. So they may be using a different valve in these, I don't know. But for $2.50 a can at Home Depot, you can't beat it. You really can't beat it. All right, let's rock some Colorplace here. Now you may not be seeing it in the video, the coverage is not much different. I will say the line quality of the HDX and the Project Source is a little bit better. I've had better luck with the HDX ones for some reason. I'm sure that Home Depot has a much more hands-on approach to their production. And that's probably why the HDX cans work better than the Lowe's ones, even though I'm pretty sure they're from the same factory. Anyways, yeah, one thing I did notice is at Lowe's, these are like $5 a can. At Home Depot, they're still like $2.50 a can. So Home Depot, you're winning the game. Also, your valves work better than the Lowe's ones. I haven't had any valve failures with the Home Depot ones. So even though they're from the same factory, Lowe's may have cheaped out on a few things. You feel me? All right. All right, so right off the bat, I feel like I have to go over some of the lines twice to make sure they're nice and solid, but I mean, for the price, you can't really beat it. I mean, you can't beat it at all for the price, dude. It is cheap. You might want to wear gloves, but it works and it does the job. And if you need to get up and you just got to do it on the cheap, what can you say? We got all the caps for them though, so if you want to try some different caps, the Euro caps tend to leak on them. I just wear a glove, I don't care. I like the way they spray, you know what I mean? Some of you guys have all these rules in your head that you got to follow and you're like, don't use Euro cap. Who cares? Use what you want. With that said, excellent paint for the price. Could do better, but for the price you can't beat it. So there you go. All right guys, we're down to our last test. We're gonna be checking out the HDX and the Quick Color with the Boston Fat. This should be pretty interesting. Let's do the Quick Color first. All right, very watery. As usual, Quick Color comes out like water, but it does the job. You can't beat it for the price. All right, let's do this one. All right guys, right off the bat, I can tell you that the Quick Color is substantially more watery than the HDX paint. In fact, you'll probably take about 2 cans of this to equal 1 can of this. That's what I'm seeing right now. It's very much more watery. It does have an aesthetic though. I do like Quick Color. It's got that kind of like, you know, like the old school Stussy logo, that real kind of raw graffiti kind of look to it. So I do like Quick Color, but given the choice, I'd have to go with the HDX on this one, man. It's just so much better. It lays down such a smoother line. Look at that. But let's do this. Let's pop a little throwy real quick. I will say this, the Bostons are a little on the low pressure side for my taste, but that's okay. Wait, what was I writing again? Oh wait, never mind. Forgot what I was writing. All right, let's go ahead and start filling it in. My first impression is the Boston FEAT is really slow. Now, a lot of you guys love this cap, but I have so many available to me. I often don't grab them because when I'm out painting, I want something that puts the paint down quickly. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and do some more here. Let's do some more. But it is smooth. It's a very, very, very smooth cap. Look at that. Oh. And actually, if I go slower, it sprays fatter. Oh, that's funny. I mean, that makes sense, of course, but still. I would like a fatter cap. Guys, I can't do it. I need a different cap. I don't like the Boston on these at all. I'll be right back. All right, back with the yellow FEAT. Yeah, that's more like it. Still too low pressure, but that's okay. Wow, that's so much better. Do you guys see the difference on camera? Is it showing? Oh my God, it's like night and day. Yeah, guys, if you want to do fill-ins, get yourself some yellow FEATs for these cans. It's really the way you want to go. It just fills in so much faster. I do like the fact that the HDX is a very matte finish. That's really nice. Why don't we do this? Let's fill in the R with the quick color just so we can see what it looks like. We're gonna rock this cap too. Look guys, if I wasn't wearing gloves, I'd have paint all over my hands right now. So, bottom line, the quick color just doesn't hold a handle to HDX. That's really what it boils down to. Given the choice, I would definitely go with this. The quick color, if that's your only option, definitely get it. I've used it for years. I've used Walmart paint for years. It shouldn't stop you from painting. But given the choice, definitely get yourself some HDX. All right, let me go find a cool outline color. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and check out this Saffron from Flame Blue. We got an orange FEAT on it, and these guys never shed up. I'm sorry guys, it's just the way it is. For a lot of people, this is a FEAT cap. For me, it's more of an outline tip. Let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, the HDX is already dry. It's that matte finished paint, it dries very quick. The quick color is actually a little sticky still. HDX is already dry. Very good paint for the price. I can't say that enough. HDX black is excellent for the price. All right, let's go ahead and go. Oh, that's so nice. I just love painting with this color. Oh, it's so grimy. That always starts. You know, I start out with the little 3D and then it gets bigger and bigger. I'm like, wait, I'm doing a big 3D now. Let's do it. All right. Big 3D. Yeah, that's more like it. Woo! All right, guys, as you can see, you can get all your graffiti fun with these cans. For the price, you really can't beat them. I think I've said that about 10 times in this video, so make sure you take a shot every time I say it. It goes good with that curry color. I forgot what it's called already. So anyways, I don't know what else to say. We got all the caps, we got all the markers, we got everything you need on the website. Give us a call, 206-365-4083, 206-365-4083. We're Art Primo, your #1 source for all things graffiti-cole. And we give great phone. Talk to you later.